reading a 600-page book in a week challenge. For those who have not seen my last video, I set out on finishing a whole book within a week. The idea started out pretty straightforward and easy until it was not.
The quote goes like this: one day or day one.
Here's the 10-second update of the first day of the reading challenge. I'm actually procrastinating a lot. I've only gotten around 50 pages. I will not be able to finish at this pace, so let's see if I'm able to do it tomorrow. Just to give you a little bit of a background about this book story, my sister bought it to me as a gift, and I was somehow with this predicament where I would love to honor my sister's gift with reading the full book, but at the same time I've never fully committed to a full read, so it's very difficult for me to sit around and read a book, but I set out to do it anyway. I'm simply not used to sitting around and just churning pages like that. Although I did start to feel a little bit good about the book towards the end of the chapter 2. One thing the first day has taught me about reading this book is that it is imperative for me to hold myself accountable, because at this period of time there is no pressure. So I need to do this not because someone is watching me, but because I am fully committed to myself. Reading chapter 5 actually reinforced this idea. Branson talks specifically about how incentives are important for a person to persevere and push forward. It made me realize that if I want to finish this book, I have to create my own incentive, which is the commitment to myself. In his case, the incentive was going to jail for many long years because of tax evasion, so for now I'll have to stick with the commitment to myself. And this goes beyond just finishing this book. This applies to university, work, personal goals, gyms, and whatnot. This is the second day update. There is a definitive improvement. I've finished 7 chapters, 110 pages. Still not gonna be enough to finish within a week's deadline, so I have to push more going forward. One main theme that is constantly shown throughout the book is how Branson trusts his instincts. Despite analysts and people who use numbers piling up against his decisions, he always trusted his gut. A lot of people know about this mantra and casually mention it, but it's not always used properly, as it could easily be confused by intrusive thoughts or obsessive ones. There is only one thing that differentiates between gut instinct and an obsessive thought, which is experience. We can see that with athletes, for example, Kobe Bryant in a gut-wrenching clutch shot situation, where the only reason that he could make that is because he had made many repetitions to make that shot happen. He had practiced that shot and lived through it before. So this is the third day of the challenge. I'm going at a fast pace, but I need to go faster for the next day. I need to pull through and push more forward. One of the challenges while reading the book was to keep a full concentration. As you may know, this was one of the conditions that I have set for the challenge of reading a full book, where I would have to reread the full page if I am to skim through or not process a sentence of a page. In an age where dopamine and stimulation are at fingertips thanks to the TikToks and new age fast information accessibility, I had to make a decision and stop using those forms of content. This decision was made a few weeks ago, and that's one of the reasons as to why I'm posting only long format videos on YouTube instead of posting reels on Instagram or TikToks. So this book reading challenge has been a wake-up call for me to preserve my mental health. And I have to be honest about this challenge. It was very difficult to read tens and tens of pages every day and paying full concentration, and it led to the part where it took me a long time to finish the book because I kept losing my concentration and rereading full pages time and time again. Well, final update. What can I tell you guys? I did finish the book. It was a long day. I read for almost 9 hours straight, but it was successful. On the last day of reading, I had to read almost 200 pages with mindfulness. I was a little bit skeptical, to be honest. The last 3 chapters were the longest of all. But most importantly, I was more determined to honor my word. So I started reading and it was a flow state. Once I started, I knew that I would do it and all of the skepticism left away. I'm currently interviewing for new jobs and I'm planning for those interviews and going through scripts and whatnot. And I'm also traveling at the same time. It was a predetermined plan, I suppose. It was a granted vacation. And at the same time, making this challenge. So while juggling between reading the book to its fullest and finishing the challenge, and also finding a new job and traveling, exploring the city, it proved to be a really difficult task. But this hardship itself reinforced my internal belief that I can do anything. Richard Branson, the author of the book that I have just finished, built Vision from nothing. Between chaos and uncertainty, betting on himself where nothing was confirmed. And I read about it while unemployed, searching for jobs, traveling. I did not plan that parallel, it just happened. Of course, I believed that I could do anything, but it felt more like a distant story that someday it could happen, hopefully. But this time around, I can palm it with my hands.